Indiana Fever and former Iowa star Caitlin Clark continues her ascension as one of the top figures in women's basketball and in sports. Time magazine named Clark as their Athlete of the Year.
Caitlin Clark, college phenomenon, WNBA superstar sensation, and now, Time's Undisputed Athlete of the Year. It's a fairy tale ending to a historic season. Or is it just the beginning?
She broke the college basketball career scoring record in her senior season at Iowa, led the Hawkeyes to a second straight Final Four. She then turned pro, and as the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, Clark won Rookie of the Year, led the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance in 8 years, and is the second female star to win the honor for Time magazine, following the footsteps of gymnastics great Simone Biles in 2021.
In a tell-all interview, Clark's spilling the tea on her roller coaster rookie year. From record-breaking highs to behind-the-scenes lows, these 10 revelations will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the sporting world's brightest star. Clark did not hold back and reveals all during her Time article. From her so-called rivalry with Angel Reese, to league jealousy as she came into the league, to her controversial Olympic snub, and even to the firing of Coach Christie Sides. Stick around because at the end, we'll share her thoughts about her offseason, what she really thinks about WNBA legends, and her aspirations for her sophomore year.
I feel like so much has happened over the course of last year, from when I started my last college season and not knowing if that would actually be my last season, whether I was deciding to come back to college or turn pro, and now sitting here like I'm done with my first professional season, and so much has happened. And
picture this. Caitlin Clark steps onto the WNBA court for the first time. The weight of expectations is heavy, but her calm demeanor speaks volumes. She's ready to silence the doubters. And silence them she did. In a jaw-dropping rookie season, Clark shattered a mind-boggling 62 WNBA records. This came on the heels of her already stellar college career, where she became the NCAA all-time leading scorer. From three-pointers to assists, Clark was rewriting the rookie record books in every way imaginable. But her impact reached far beyond the stat sheet. Clark's electrifying play transformed the entire Indiana Fever team and turned WNBA games into must-see events. The Fever had to move to bigger arenas to handle the surging crowds. In Washington, a regular season game drew over 20,000 fans, a new league record.
For the longest time, the WNBA has been trying to get on this global scale, and I feel like that's the direction they are finally headed. I think that WNBA fans have always been proud supporters and pushers of the advancements of this league, but sometimes it takes a certain star of a certain caliber to really just expand and explode the league from the inside out, and that's what Caitlin Clark is. And
the Clark effect sent shockwaves through the sports world. Her jersey sales skyrocketed, and her influence on league revenue was unprecedented. One athlete contributing to almost 30% of her entire league's revenue? It's a game-changing feat that's reshaping the landscape of women's professional basketball. Now let's get to Clark's take on the juiciest stories of her rookie WNBA season.
Whether it was, making the national championship game or getting the Fever back to the playoffs since 2016, there's just a lot to be proud of. And it all happened so fast, like it's hard to appreciate in the moment and kind of understand in the moment, but it's been fun to reflect on.
While Caitlin Clark was breaking records on the court, the media stirred up drama off it. The narrative of a so-called fierce rivalry between Clark and Angel Reese took center stage, captivating fans and igniting social media. But was this story too good to be true? In a revealing interview with Time, Clark set the record straight. "I don't get that at all," she said, dismissing the notion of a rivalry with Reese. She pointed out the obvious. "We're not best friends by any means, but we're very respectful of one another. Yes, we have had tremendous battles. But when have I ever guarded her? And when has she guarded me?" It's a fair point many overlooked in the heat of the moment. Even the controversial ring finger and "you can't see me" gesture during the college game didn't faze Clark. "I didn't think it was taunting. It really didn't bother me," she revealed. Instead, she expressed frustration that this fabricated drama overshadowed their incredible performances. "Why don't you talk about them winning, or the incredible run that we went on that nobody would have thought we would have ever gone on?"
But yeah, I think, what she's done with her platform has been absolutely incredible. And, she has an entire fan base that has supported her, and what she did at, Maryland and then LSU. Like, obviously I've played her for a very long time and she's been a tremendous player. So, it's been fun getting to compete against. I think it's been really good for the game. Like, people just love seeing great matchups.
Clark's message rang clear. Focus on the game, not the gossip. She called out those fueling the fire, saying, "A lot of people that wanted to have opinions on what was happening probably didn't even watch half the games." It's a powerful reminder to celebrate these athletes for their skills on the court, not manufactured drama off it.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Clark's transition from college superstar to WNBA rookie hit her fast. The stark differences between college and pro ball, they were intense. Her debut game was a wake-up call. 20 points, sure, but only 3 assists and a whopping 10 turnovers. A record, but not the kind she wanted. The flow she'd mastered in college, gone. It was just so choppy, Clark admitted. No one really knew what the other person was doing. She was talking about a team and coach still figuring each other out, adapting to her unique once-in-a-generation style of play. And the team's defense, in her words, really bad. But here's where it gets interesting. Clark isn't one to back down. She dug deep, learning with each game. Her teammates got more alert, her coach let her play her game, and those turnovers, they started to drop. Even on tough nights, Clark's confidence never wavered. This is so annoying, because I know I'm literally, like, right there, of being one of the best players in the league, she'd tell herself.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
Now, as she looks ahead, Clark's ambition burns bright. "I'm just scratching the surface," she declares, ready to leave her mark on the WNBA. Are you ready to see what Clark does next on the world stage?
She, until the day before the Olympic team was leaked, was convinced she was going to be on the team. That is the maddest thing with USA basketball. Like, she was convinced she was on the team until the day before it was leaked. That's mental.
Caitlin Clark's journey to the top hit an unexpected bump. Despite her dazzling 30.7 three-pointer game, Clark got shocking news from her agent. She wasn't making the Olympic team. It stung, but Clark's reaction? Pure class. Instead of lashing out, Clark took the high road. She shut down arguments that she should make the team for marketing reasons. "I don't want to be there because I'm somebody that can bring attention," she said. "I want to be there because they think I'm good enough. I don't want to be some little person that is kind of dragged around for people to cheer about and only watch because I'm sitting on the bench." That whole narrative kind of upset me, because that is not fair. It's disrespectful to the people that were on the team, that had earned it and were really good. And it's also disrespectful to myself. Clark showed incredible respect for the selected players and even owned up to her early season struggles. But this setback lit a fire under her. Post-Olympic break, Clark absolutely scorched the league. She led the Fever on a 4-game winning streak, landed in the top 3 for scoring after the break, shattered assist and three-point records, and guided the Fever to their first postseason in nearly a decade. Now, Clark's eyes are locked on the future. "Making the 2028 team is a huge, huge goal," she declared, determination clear in her voice. This Olympic snub? It's just the beginning of Clark's quest for greatness. But her path wasn't always smooth. Remember that eye poke controversy? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
As everyone else is seeing this angle, I'm calling her in and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
Caitlin Clark's remarkable season took an unexpected turn during a heated playoff game against the Connecticut Sun. In a routine play, Dejanay Carrington accidentally poked Clark in the eye, sparking a media frenzy. But Clark's response was nothing short of impressive. Instead of retaliating or playing the victim, Clark calmly defended Carrington. She understood the intense nature of competitive play and criticized the media's attempt to create unnecessary drama. Her level-headed approach in the face of chaos revealed a side of Clark that many hadn't seen before. "Never once did that cross my mind, that it was on purpose," she says. "I've been poked in the eye many times playing basketball. It happens." Clark feels debate about intent reveals a gender double standard. If that would have happened in the NBA, do you think people would have showed up the next day and been like, "Hey, Tyrese Halliburton, did you poke Steph Curry in the eye on purpose?" She says.
Circling back on the play with your eye, what would you say to the crowd of people that think a hit like that was intentional and maybe even warrants a suspension?
It wasn't intentional by any means. You just watched the play. It wasn't intentional.
All right, thanks, Caitlin.
Thanks, Caitlin.
This wasn't the only challenge Clark faced in her debut season. She had earlier suffered a ruptured eardrum and was on the receiving end of a disproportionate number of flagrant fouls. Yet, through it all, Clark remained focused on the game and maintained respect for her fellow players. The eye poke incident, while unfortunate, ultimately shaped public perception of Clark's character. It highlighted her ability to stay true to her values and keep her focus on the game, even when facing adversity. Clark's composure in this moment became a defining aspect of her rookie year, showcasing her maturity both on and off the court.
And one of the things that Caitlin once again pushed forward is saying, look, I know that my star power has come with a lot of benefits in such a short amount of time, specifically her rookie season, but I also don't want to negate the fact that there was a lot of work done for me to even get to this point, for the league to get to this point, and I'm just excited to be part of the crew that's going to help just continue to grow and move this league forward.
Caitlin Clark's rise to stardom came with unexpected challenges. In a candid interview, she revealed feeling like the most controversial person, a surprising admission from the rookie sensation who seemed to have it all. The intense spotlight brought a whirlwind of media scrutiny and constant social media chatter about her game, personality, and personal life. Clark found herself at the center of debates she never asked for, expressing frustration with the manufactured drama. To stay grounded, Clark adopted a surprising strategy. I really do stay off social media during the season. This self-imposed media blackout allowed her to concentrate on what mattered most, her performance on the court. Her coach, Christy Sides, compared the attention to Beatlemania, marveling at Clark's ability to handle the pressure. Through it all, Clark's unwavering focus on basketball shone through. I have a great skill of just blocking it out, she stated. I don't care what people say about me. Looking to the future, Clark hopes for a shift in focus. She wants the conversation to center on the game itself, not the surrounding drama. Her message is clear: let's get back to basketball.
So many records she broke, not only in college, not only her rookie season. So much has been accomplished for the Indiana Fever. They broke the WNBA home attendance for a single franchise. I mean, I believe the Mystics and the Fever game was the most viewed WNBA game ever in history, single game attendance. So just so many things have happened in such a short amount of time on the back of Caitlin Clark. But I love the fact that she's also given credit where credit is due, because as we know, that was a big conversation when she entered the league, and she said, look, there's enough love to go around, and if you're not a fan of Caitlin Clark, I don't see how you read this article and don't become one.
Caitlin Clark's rise to stardom came with a refreshing dose of self-awareness. I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege, says Clark. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. Remember Clark's appearance on Saturday Night Live? She used that massive platform to pay tribute to WNBA legends like Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, and Cheryl Swoops.
But it's just one step for the WNBA. Thanks to all the great players like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, the great Dawn Staley, and my basketball hero, Maya Moore. These are the women that kicked down the door so I could walk inside. So I want to thank them tonight for laying the foundation.
It was a moment that showed Clark's deep respect for the game's history. While acknowledging her advantages, Clark also stands firm in her belief that she's earned her success through dedication and skill. Clark's message is clear: elevate all women in sports regardless of race. She's using her platform to call for more investment in the players who made the WNBA incredible. It's a powerful stance from a young star who understands that her success is built on the shoulders of giants. Clark emphasizes the importance of appreciating and highlighting the contributions of black women in sports, seeing it as a way to create positive change in the industry.
Huge overhaul of the organization as they move into the big time. A new team president in the door, a new general manager in the door, and now a new head coach in the door as Christy Sides was shown the door.
While Clark was making headlines, the Indiana Fever were shaking things up behind the scenes. The team's decision to replace Christy Sides with Stephanie White as head coach caught everyone's attention, including their star player. Clark, known for her honesty, didn't hold back when discussing the challenges under Sides' leadership. We didn't usually have the best game plan back, she admitted, hinting at the team's struggles on the court. But now, with White at the helm, there's a new energy in the air. Clark's enthusiasm is evident when she talks about the coach's strategic approach, White's experience, including her previous success leading the Fever to the WNBA Finals, brings valuable knowledge to the team. For Clark, it's a chance to grow her skills and adapt to a more refined style of play.
It's our job then as coaches to continue to put them in positions to succeed, and our job as a franchise to put the pieces around them that will fill some of the gaps and fill some of the holes. And ultimately our goal is to win championships and to hang banners.
The young star is quick to clarify her role in all of this. "I'm actually not the general manager of the team," she jokes, emphasizing her focus on being a player. As the Fever prepare for the upcoming season, expectations are running high. Clark and her teammates are eager to start this new chapter in Indiana basketball history. Clark's talent on the court is undeniable, but as the WNBA's new face, she's stepping into a spotlight that extends far beyond the basket. At just 22 years old, she's navigating a league known for its strong social activism. Clark understands the power and responsibility that come with her platform. "There's only so much you can police on social media," she admits, "but there is real responsibility. I understand that, and I acknowledge that." Her approach to activism is measured and mature for a rookie. Clark is passionate about creating a safer, more inclusive environment in the WNBA, but she's also aware of the challenges that come with speaking out on sensitive topics. As she continues to find her footing in the pros, Clark's vision for the WNBA is one of unity and progress. She's determined to be a force for good, elevating the game and its players in every way she can, both on and off the court.
I gotta ask you a basketball question. I know that you work really hard in the off-season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on in this off-season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You don't get to spend a lot of time in the weight room, so that's what I've tried to focus on the most here. And then obviously, a lot of things on the court. I'm always wanting to get better, and that's kind of what drives me, and I love it. I love getting to do it, and I feel very fortunate that it's my job.
As Caitlin Clark wraps up her record-breaking rookie season, she's already gearing up for what's next. Skipping the new 3-on-3 league, unrivaled, Clark explained. "I didn't rule out doing it in the future, but this year is just not the best for me," she says, hinting at bigger plans for her offseason. Clark's game plan? It's all about getting stronger and sharper. She's hitting the gym hard, focusing on building the physicality needed to dominate in her sophomore year. But there's more to her strategy than just strength training. Clark's bringing back a hidden weapon, her mid-range game. "I used to have a midi bag. I just never had to use it," Clark revealed. Now, she's determined to add this crucial piece to her offensive arsenal. It's a smart move that could make her even more effective on the court. Clark knows her biggest challenge is the physical defense teams throw at her. "Team's #1 tactic of stopping me is be physical with her," she admitted. To counter this, she's preparing both mentally and physically to handle the pressure.
I feel like basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. And then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
As Clark balances rest with training, her focus is clear. She's not just maintaining her skills, but actively working to expand her game, with her sights set on building strength, refining her mid-range shot, and adapting to physical play. Clark is laying the groundwork for an even more impressive sophomore season.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the Fever rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
Clark's impact on the WNBA has been significant. Games featuring her team now require larger venues, with NBA and NHL arenas in Las Vegas, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C., stepping in to accommodate growing crowds. Fans arrive in droves, many sporting Clark's #22 jersey. The league's social media engagement has seen a dramatic increase, with Clark's presence drawing comparisons to major sports icons. Her success has sparked a rise in youth basketball participation, as young girls across the country find inspiration in her performances. Off the court, Clark's influence is reshaping the business of women's basketball. Media coverage and sponsorship deals have surged, creating new opportunities for the league. Sports business analysts note how her star power is broadening the appeal of women's sports.
Such an incredible moment on a global scale for our game, for our players.
It's like the fans are absolutely incredible. It's the same when we go on the road. Like there's so many people that are showing up in fever gear. It's really affecting, teams all across our league, which is a really great thing. And, really, I think we're just scratching the surface.
Clark remains focused on her future impact. "I'm just scratching the surface of what I can do," she says, hinting at her ambitions beyond basketball. For Caitlin Clark, her rookie season marks the beginning of a larger story in women's sports. Clark's second season with the Indiana Fever is shaping up to be exciting. With a full training camp and new head coach Stephanie White, Clark is eager to build team chemistry, especially with standout teammates like Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Lexi Hull. The connection between Clark and her fellow Fever stars is already strong. Hull noticed the impact of Clark's popularity, saying, "People were literally running after us, or should I say Caitlin, in the airport." This gives us a glimpse of the buzz surrounding the young phenom. The Fever's new management and Coach White's playoff experience could unlock the team's potential. Clark is fired up about White's strategic approach and ready to elevate her game to lead the Fever to success. When it comes to goals for the upcoming season, Clark isn't holding back. She boldly stated, "I thought Indiana could make it to the championship." When told people might laugh at such a prediction, she doubled down. "I was being dead serious." Are you ready for Caitlin Clark's sophomore season? Because the WNBA better be.
We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at points.
Caitlin Clark's debut season was nothing short of historic. She shattered records, drew massive crowds, and set the basketball world on fire. But Clark's impact goes beyond just her incredible stats. Her maturity in handling tough situations, her respect for the game's greats, and her vision for the future really set her apart. Clark's amazing skills on the court and her poise off it have already made a huge mark on the WNBA. But she's not stopping there. As she looks ahead, Clark's ambition is clear. She's got big plans to keep pushing women's basketball forward. With Clark leading the way, the future of the sport is looking brighter than ever. Are you ready to see what she does next? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.